So yeah, I just wanted to ask first off about your thoughts on nationals, just how it finished up, and just what you think about your team as a whole that represented.
Yeah, it was great. Great weekend, great week. It was a festival year, so there's a lot of fun things for the kids, and so they very much enjoyed the time. And NCAA put kind of a big show on for the festival years, and so that was a lot of fun. We competed well. We had a lot of kids that performed above expectation, and unfortunately some kids that didn't quite get what they wanted done, but in the end, to be in a place to be in top 5 in the country is a big deal. And as my best finish as a head coach here, and we just keep knocking off one at a time. We were 7th a couple of years ago, then 6th, and now 5th. So we'll keep it moving forward. But it was a lot of fun. Kids competed at a high level, and we're looking forward to putting indoor behind us and getting back to outdoor.
Yeah, being able to stay top 5 and have that on the program's resume, especially the way you did it. It wasn't like one person was racking up all the points. It was a team effort down there. So just what's that mean to have the program kind of get to those heights this weekend?
Yeah, Coach and I talked about this a couple times. It's really fun to see us in every event, both relays except the 5K. So that's the only event we didn't compete at the national championship on the track. We're not really a big field event team at this point, and so to see the kind of breadth of our talent from 60 to 3K and DMR, I mean that's pretty awesome. I don't know another team that had every event but one filled on the track, and so it's a testament to what we're doing and the kids that we're getting, and it's really fun to see. We scored an awful lot of points in each of those events as well, so a lot of fun.
Wick, talk about your distance kids and how they did this week.
Yeah, if we think overall, I'd say it went pretty well. I think they were pretty happy with their performances for the most part, but just like any good distance runner, they always want more leaving that meet no matter what happens. But yeah, I think that they were ready to go. They were excited to get there and compete against the best in the nation, and the competition was great and brought out the best in them.
You were making noises back there.
Sure. Coach, we got to celebrate a little bit. Chloe Sands was highlighted this morning for 6 indoor All-American nods across her career as a Bearcat, and that ties Tiffany Huey for her mark too is in school history. So just want to ask a little bit about her and her effort this weekend, but as a whole, what she's meant to this program going through just on the indoor side, right, as we're highlighting indoor national championships.
Yeah, Chloe's it's funny, you recruit a kid you don't expect to be that level, and they just develop and they continue to develop, and she's been a staple for us on the 4x4 lead-off leg for years. Try to move her around, and she just does better on the lead-off, and she just steps up and performs. Obviously had an amazing indoor MIAA. Tiffany not having indoor, it was nice to see her at the top of the podium in the 400. She's always been kind of, second or third place, but having that opportunity to be at the top of the podium, big deal. She almost pulled off the double with the 4.2, and then all the All-Americans. She's been there for us, every step of the way for 4 years now. So it's really exciting to see, her career blossom the way it has. And it's not exciting to see her career waning. We need to find more Chloes because she's just been there and has always been such a force for us in that 400.
Wick, you can make this season pretty long. Cross country started a long time ago. Had a pretty good season in there. Yeah. Indoor season performed just as well, just as strong. How do you keep that going now into the outdoor season? And keep it going from a standpoint of not to get worn out too from being such a long haul.
Yeah, that's something I'm still working on, honestly. It can be very challenging to compete literally all year, summer aside, and ultimately just trying to not overdo it and just let the athletes rely on their body of work. They don't need as much at this point in the year. They can kind of ride their cross-country and indoor season a little bit into outdoors. You just got to not change things up, give them what they're comfortable with, and most importantly, just give them the rest. They don't need as many workouts anymore. Last thing we need to do is race more and dig them into a hole, so just trying to ultimately manage fatigue, and it's just one of those things that I guess ask me in 2 months how I did, and I'll let you know.
Yeah,
That's like you have the horses, the guns to where you are for the outdoor season with what you've seen so far this season.
Yeah, I'm feeling really comfortable with where the guys are and who's ready to run outdoors this season. And again, a lot of it's the reason they're going to be able to be in a good spot is what they do outside of practice. They're taking care of themselves. They're putting themselves in good situations, not only before a workout, but during a workout and after a workout. And that's really going to be the difference maker. And I feel really good about those guys. I'm excited to see them this outdoor.
Yeah, it's to add on to what Wick had said, we really have the philosophy of what are you doing in the 22 hours you're not with us. We can be great on the track and have amazing programs and workouts, but if you're not doing the things outside practice to help us, then you're not going to have those successes. 2 hours with us is not going to guarantee greatness, although we'd like to think so. The 22 hours is what sets these kids apart and what they're doing outside of practice, whether they're running 90 miles a week, like a couple of guys, which is, I don't like to drive that far, to just sleep and nutrition and all of that. And that's with all of our kids, not just the distance kids. But at this point in the season, yeah, we're a little tired. As coaching staff, we're really tired. We still got one more meet to host on Saturday, and then that's done. But so we have to manage ourselves as well. It's like, okay, let's keep positive for the kids and make sure that we don't do too much and don't be too aggressive at this point in the season, and make sure that they finish at a high level outdoors.
Kind of echoing that a little bit as we transition from this indoor to the outdoor season, takes us a bit into where the kids are at with their training schedules. Do we have a lull, a break in the action for a little bit before we ramp back up for outdoor? What are the student athletes doing now in the meantime before we really get going here?
Yeah, so this is a very interesting and hard time of year as a coach. We have kids that are in training that have been training for outdoors for 3 weeks. They didn't make the conference meet. We have a couple more that have been training for maybe 2 weeks because they didn't make the national meet. And so now we have a couple of kids that, the kids that went to nationals that took a few days off, and they'll get back after it on Wednesday, Thursday, depending on the group. And so you have all of these different layers that you have to try to figure out as a coach. I don't want to go too hard with the national championship kids because they're going to compete a few weeks later to open up later. So each one of these kids are going to open up. We don't take everybody to every meet all the time because of those timing issues with training. I can't dig too deep, but we also know that we got to peak some of these guys for May 25th. That's a different story. So it's really a hard time of year because none of them are on the same schedule at this point. There's probably 3 levels that we're really trying to train through, and we have to watch how we train them. And then coach is even a little harder because we got some that have been competing since September 1. It's a really unique situation. Track and field and cross country is totally different. We're 6 sports. Two genders and 3 of each, crossed indoor and outdoor. And so we talk about multi-sport athletes. His are all multi-sport athletes. Mine are double sport athletes with indoor and outdoor. And so it is hard and training that long. And to further make it tough is he'll give these kids, his kids 2 weeks off after May 25th and go, well, time to get back to work and prepare for cross country. So it's a full year thing.
So you got a distance event this week in St. Mary and over in Leavenworth. Who do you send to that event?
Yeah, so we're going to take a lot of our younger athletes, get them some outdoor experience. Some of them are going to be trying, events like the steeplechase, which they've never done before. So it's a really great learning experience. St. Mary is a great venue, great competition there. So, anybody coming off the national meet and likely the conference meet, still kind of in that kind of building up again, or they're still resting at the moment. But for our younger athletes, finding those opportunities for them to compete and learn is going to be crucial, and this is a great one, just 80 minutes down the road.